Greetings and welcome to another Patch Notes video here at Words About Games. I'm your host, Amy Alexander, and I'm joined by Keith Robinson.
Who else?
Who else? Plenty of other people work here. I just choose to keep them in the background, or as faceless voices over on Twitch. So we're doing a little bit of a different thing here. This is the very first video of what might potentially be a series of videos, if we're still speaking after this, where we're going to start making collaborative top 5 lists. And the way this works is, so this week we're doing top 5 Overwatch characters. So
We want to start off safely and then move to the controversial stuff.
We'll see. So Keith has made a list, and I have made a list of our top Overwatch characters. I have put those two lists together to create a master list, of which we have 12 Overwatch characters. And what we're going to do from that list is we're going to cut it down to 5, so our top 5, and then we are going to organise them into an actual top 5 from 1 to 5. So until we get to the top 5, there's no ordering, and there's no list beyond that. We're just going to go through them, figure out who's the top 5, and then figure out what order that top 5 takes in. And these are our personal opinions. This is not the ultimate list of X, in this case, Overwatch characters. Also, the arguments are going to be based on who is the most powerful character, or who is the best character to play. Those can be parts of the argument, or not the argument. I'm saying argument already, even though I was like, I'm not going to say that word. They can be part of the debate, but you can debate anything. In this case, of Overwatch characters, you can debate personalities, fond memories, play styles, anything. I've got some interesting arguments chambered for certain characters and inclusions. So, I'm going to kick it off with, and also, in future episodes, I'll probably be going through a more rigid format. This is the first episode that we're doing of this particular run, so we're figuring it out as we go, so bear with us. But I'm going to go through the list of 12. So, this is in alphabetical order to avoid...
We were both told to produce a list of 7 characters, and we've got down a list of 12. So already we're kind of in the same amount, because there's 2 characters who aren't.
Yeah, we've already cut it down. There's already 2 characters we've crossed over on. Out of a roster of 29. I mean, that's not bad.
Yeah.
Considering you're a healer and I'm a tank. We've done well. So this list is in alphabetical order. And the list of final 12, as you might say, is Ashe, Bastion, Brigitte, d.va, Mei, Moira, Soldier 76, Sombra, Tracer, Zarya, and Zenyatta. That's our list of 12. So, what I thought we could do to start with... You're looking confused.
I didn't hear Widowmaker in the list, but I think that's just my ears.
Nope, you're right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep, you're right. I forgot to add Widowmaker. And the funny part was, I was the one that added her into the list.
I know! I was looking down the list and I'm like, you've missed one.
Missed one of mine. There you go.
Mean, I may use this as an argument to cut Widowmaker from the list.
Widowmaker is in the list. It's because you sent me a notepad, so I copied it and then I typed it out onto my phone from the computer. And yeah, she's there. I can see her. I missed her. It's 12 later, let's do it. And I've got notes of why I want to keep saying characters. So what I thought we could do to start with, and this might be the format going forward, we'll see how it works, is we're going to take turns making arguments to cut characters from the list. So ones that we don't want to put in the top 5 for whatever reason. And Keith can go first.
Right. I mean, I feel like I should start with Widowmaker, but I kind of feel sorry for her. So...
Sorry.
Also, please don't kill me. So I think I'll start with Zarya.
Zarya? Okay.
So, just start with, who is Zarya? Zarya is the weightlifting Russian tank who has a graviton gun and produces shield bubbles around people. Now, Zarya is one of the tanks that I can kind of play. I mean, not really well. Kind of off tank, is that? But I don't find that playstyle that fun when I'm playing as that. Like I say, are not being used very well all the time. I know she's kind of key to some metas in the Overwatch League and stuff because Graviton Surge is a massively powerful ultimate. But I don't find the backstory very engaging. I don't find her visual aesthetic brilliant. I mean, I just say I love the diversity of characters in Overwatch, like races, ethnicity, and everything. So I'm not dissing on that. It's just I don't find many of the skins really oh, that looks really cool. For so visual aesthetics and gameplay wise, I don't really like it that much. So that's my reason for cutting it off the list. It's I can play that, but I prefer to play other characters. And I'm trying to think of positives for her, apart from the fact that she's really key in the meta at the moment. And if that's my only defense for them being on this list, that's not a good defense.
That's fair enough. Let me tell you why she's on this list. As my counterpoint. I suck at Zarya. I don't like playing her, and I'm an off tank. That is my role on our Overwatch team. So in the Venn diagram of Zarya's role and my role is a circle.
Yeah.
And I hate playing her. The only reason she's on this list is because of her attitude. And let me explain that for you. So in her voice lines, the things that she says, not the ones that you get from the boxes and say out loud, just the things that she says randomly in battle, just perfectly line up with my shit talking when I'm playing the game. And you know this.
Yeah.
When we're playing competitively, I have a habit of shit talking. Even though the other team can't hear me, I'll still shit talk them. So when she's like, "Don't be shy, hit me." I mean, is that not just me? Down with T. And I'm gonna be honest, she was a weak pick for me. So I'm perfectly happy to cut her from the list. But when I was going through and I was making my top 7 Overwatch characters, I was like, yeah, you know what? I'm throwing Zarya just because she's basically me. Except I'm not a weightlifting bodybuilder.
Mm-hmm.
I can't lift that much. But apart from that, I am totally fine with that. I figured I would lose Zarya.
Yeah.
So we've deleted Zarya from the list. Now, what we're going to do now is we're going to go to me, and I'm going to pitch a character who I want to be removed from this list, and that character is Mei. Plot twist. I picked Mei. Here's the thing, right? So,
just to dish her.
Exactly. So, hear me out though. So we're making a list. Top Overwatch characters. Now this is a top 5, but we picked 7. We didn't put them in any order. Well, I didn't. But she is one of the most memorable characters for me personally. She sucks. I don't like her. I don't like her backstory. I don't like her. I don't like her little robot. I don't like her playstyle. I think her animated short film was, it was okay. Wasn't great. There are better. We'll talk about them later. But of all the 29 characters, and I'm hoping it's still 29, of all the 29 characters on the Overwatch roster, Mei is the one that evokes the most powerful emotional response from me when I see her on the other team. Just because that emotion is rage.
To be honest, it's not just the opposing team. You rage whenever a rando goes Mei in our team.
It's a waste of a space. Here's the thing that really pisses me off about Mei, right? Her moveset is fucking terrible, but somehow, whenever we're fighting somebody on the other team who has a Mei, they always have a habit of just fucking me up. Constantly, without a doubt. Yet if we get a Mei on our team, that Mei is practically useless. She's always walling me in when I'm trying to make moves. She's always walling us off and blocking our shots when we've got great shots lined up. I try and play her in the same way that has been played against me so effectively, and I'm fucking useless with her. She sucks. I hate her. But she's the only character on the Overwatch roster who elicits such an emotional response from me. So I couldn't leave her off a list of, these are my top Overwatch characters.
And this one I hate.
This one evokes pure, unfiltered rage. And the reason I'm making a pitch to cut her is because if she somehow managed to sneak onto the top 5 list, I would go up to the roof of this building and I would throw myself off of it. Because I had failed. I had failed everything. Everything.
Even though you were the one that... So So that we've got rid of the two characters.
We're down at 10, Keith.
Yeah,
Name
because
me
I'm
another.
not defending him. I mean, I get it. Her movesets are unique.
I mean, she fires, but there's a delay. Like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Come on.
If I had this delay, or she just basically flame throws you with frost.
Constantly making me move slow. Like, do you know what's super fucking annoying in a video game? When they make you move slow. Like, when you have to walk because you're injured or whatever. And that's just like a constant thing. I mean, it's like, psh, and I'm like, oh no.
And then you just get them walking in front of you, waving slightly, and then shooting you in the head with the.
Yeah, pretty much. Fucking bollocks is what I say of that. Anyway, we're down to 10. Keith, this is going well so far. We haven't fallen out. Pitch me your second pick for someone to get cut.
Well, we've already cut 2 people off, so that means we're down to. Oh wait, no, yeah, we still need to cut a few people. Okay. Let's have a look. I'm gonna go with Omega.
Like, I don't know why I was expecting you to cut one of your own people. Like, I'm a show person. So
Don't worry, I've got people on my own list that I will cut off because I was like you. I did kind of look at get the 6 and 7. And I was like,
you've got to make sure that the ones that you really want on the list get on the list, and sometimes that means you got to throw some people under the bus, or in this case, the payload, I guess.
Yeah, don't worry, the payload never moves.
Throw them at the payload. Get over there. Fuck's sake. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Widowmaker, beyond being an internet sex symbol, is a ballerina. Is a ballerina who was mind changed by a certain individual to kill her husband and become a sniper. In game, she has a grappling hook, which is really fun to use and fly around the map, but it's basically a sniper. And how cringeworthy it is when you're on a team, it'd be a competitive or normal play, and you need another healer or you need a tank. And someone just goes, it's either Handler or Widowmaker. And when it's the Overwatch League is on,
it's usually both.
That's like, you normally get both. Haven't really played that much since Ash came into it, but that's another discussion for a third sniper. But yeah, it's normally one of those two, or both of them. And they just can't, they don't have the skill to do what they've seen on the Overwatch League and what they're painfully trying to do. So you'll see them standing in the middle of just in the middle of the street as the payload's coming towards them, firing.
Yeah. I'm just flashing back. I'm just flashing back through my 200 hours of Overwatch. I've seen that once, twice, or several hundred times.
Yeah.
I mean, I suck at Widowmaker. This is another one, much like the first, much like Zarya, where I didn't pick Widowmaker because I love playing as Widowmaker. The Venn diagram is opposites. I don't snipe, right?
Yeah.
I ain't a sniper. The only reason I put Widowmaker on this list is because the Overwatch League would be 20% more boring if she wasn't a character.
There are some epic snipe battles where you just see them just jumping up in the midair using the grappling hook and then just sniping someone from across the map.
Oh yeah, 360 in midair, fucking bam, no scope. Well, probably not no scope, but I don't think I've seen many no scope sniping kills with Widow. But I mean, you watch the Overwatch League highlights, and 50% of them are just birdring.
Yeah.
On Widow.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was why I put Widowmaker on this list. Do I feel like she should be a top 5 character? Looking at the list of characters that we've got and the ones I really want to argue for, I'm going to say no thanks. But, I mean, she's definitely, in terms of watching the game, not playing the game, she's number 1.
If you're watching the streamer, there's certain heroes which are really good to watch them, but if they're good at it, and Widowmaker's one of them, it's just 99% of people aren't as good as birdring.
No, yeah, but that's the thing. It's the knock-on effect. It's the reason why she's not a top 5 character for me.
Yeah.
Top 12, as we've got it here, yeah, sure, 100% top 12. But top 5, no, because the knock-on effect is people see these birdring clips or any of the other Overwatch League players who aren't as good as birdring on all the other teams who didn't win the Overwatch League. And they just go, I'm going to do that. And then they're running around machine gunning everybody in the street, like standing next to the tank. And it's just like, what are you doing, man? Get up there. If you can't shoot someone as you're flying through midair, I don't want to see you playing Widowmaker.
I played Widowmaker briefly during the early days before they nerfed like her damage on anything but a headshot, and it was fun. But yeah, still not.
Indeed.
I still can't shoot someone in the head across the map in midair.
No, like not on purpose. Like I've tried when we do Mystery Heroes. I fail. I might have done it like once, like by complete fluke, because somebody moved their head into the middle of the scope as I was falling. So we're down to 9.
Yeah,
we're down to 9. This has been very civil so far. Once we start getting into the meat of it, and the episode I've got planned for the next time we do this is going to be, there's going to be a chance we won't speak for a few days afterwards.
Yeah. I believe my discussion was there will be a hill, and one of us will die on it.
I think there'll be more than one, but we're down to 9, and it's my turn to pick. I'm aware that there's an odd number, so I think we'll probably have to try and collaborate on the last one somehow to cut. But there's a couple on here I can see where I'm like, not really, but I'm going to go with Brigitte. For one, pure and simple, absolute cast iron reason for me personally, and then I'm sure we'll get into a debate potentially, but she's fucking boring, man. She's so boring to play. That was it. That was my reason.
Yeah,
she's really boring.
I've got she's in my Venn diagram. Like if not perfect circle, it's not a perfect circle, but it's really up there. It's like 75% on that Venn diagram to me because she's a melee healer, which is a bit weird. I like her abilities. They're fun. I only ever really use her in like a deathmatch scenario. When I'm playing like with us competitively and stuff, I use other heroes. I can play as her. She's like a fun support and got a good playstyle. But I can see what you mean by boring, because you kind of really need to be playing with Reinhardt to play with her a lot of the time.
Yeah, I can see that.
You need to be like up there, like melee smacking someone.
I don't know, like I just feel like, you know, those really bad, well, not really bad, but you know those kind of dull third-person hack and slash games.
Yeah,
like not the amazing ones. I'm talking about the really dull ones where you just hammering a button, slashing away. I feel like that's my experience with Brigitte. I'm not a healer, so my playtime with Brigitte is fairly limited. Like my knowledge, my personal tactical knowledge of like playing her is very limited. So maybe that factors into it a bit, but I feel like I'm just swinging this thing around, and that's all I'm really doing.
You do a lot of just basically either hold a shield in front of your face or swinging the thing around. But it is nice just to say boop from a long range, like a Lucio or something off the level into a canal or something. It's like just fire it out and boop them. Or just to stun a tracer who's been like running around behind you, just annoying you.
Anytime you can stun a tracer is great.
Yeah,
it's a Hail Mary moment. The other reason I'll coup de grace this argument for you, and we're going to get into some personal stuff here, not between the two of us. I'm calling out Russell because when Brigitte came out, Russell's one of our DPS. So we've got an Overwatch team. We play competitive. For anyone that doesn't know, you should go and follow us on twitch.tv/wordsaboutgames. But he's got a role in the team, and it's not healer. When Brigitte came out, he would constantly pick her, and he would just thoroughly upend our team.
Yeah.
And we started losing a lot. And we were nice about it at first. You know, we'd let him play a couple of rounds in competitive. And bearing in mind, we play quick play all the time too. So we can play whoever he wants in quick play because we ain't trying to win. Like, I've done some crazy shit in quick play, and we'll get to that in a minute. But it pissed me off. And I think that's part of the reason why I don't like Brigitte. I've got this, like, negative feeling about her because of something someone else did when I was playing to win. Shout out my girl d.va. Buddy behind me. Woo. So yeah, like, do you have any objections to us cutting her from
No,
this
I don't
list?
really have any big objections to cutting Vegeta from this.
Good, because I already deleted her.
Oh,
I might have jumped the gun a little bit there.
Jacques! Jacques!
We're down at 8. We're getting there. We're getting close.
Yeah.
It's your turn.
Yeah. To cut somebody else from the list. We've already cut May, so I can't cut her again.
I mean, we could. May. We're cutting May. She deserves to be cut twice because she sucks that much. Continue.
I'm gonna like message someone. I'm just gonna go straight ask you why you've put them on this list, and it's Ash.
Ash.
Yeah.
I knew you were going to be confused when I was like, because I've played Overwatch for a grand total of 45 minutes since Ash was released, in which time I played her for one match of quick play. However, there are many reasons why I've put Ash on this list, and I'll let you decide whether that influences whether you want her cut or kept safe. Mm-hmm. Number 1, and perhaps the most important, Jennifer Hale. She's Commander Shepard. She's got the voice of Commander Shepard. The canon Commander Shepard, the real Commander Shepard, not that dude with the shaved head and the shitty stubble. The real Commander Shepard. Number 2, Bob. Bob is fucking great. I didn't know how Bob was going to work until I was playing this one game that I played. I thought you just summoned some dude who was next to you, and he did something, and then he disappeared. No, that's not how it happens. What happens is, you launch Bob further than I've ever seen anyone throw anything in my entire life, which caught me by surprise. Just over the top of everybody, and he's this huge, awesome robot who's got tons of health, does tons of damage, and his name's fucking Bob. Number 3, her animated short is one of my favourites. I love that animated short. I love the reveal of BlizzCon. I love the whole short. I love the whole thing, which leads me into number 4. Her style is amazing. I love her style. I love her attitude. I love the way she is. I love her voice acting. It's so good, I'm saying it twice. And lastly, number 5, I played as her once, and I did amazing. Like, I showed you clips. I shot a Mercy out of the sky. I got a triple kill with like 3 shots. Like, it was incredible. Like, I almost don't want to play her again, purely because I'm like, if I suck, like, the magic is broken. Like, maybe it was just a fluke. I remember when Tom first played Genji, and he got like 35 kills. And we were all like, we finally found our pro Genji, and he's never been able to do anything close to that since.
Over healer. So.
And also, yeah, he settled into a role as a healer.
Yeah. So basically what I was hearing now is I really, really like the voice actress.
Voice actress, style, Bob.
Yeah. I mean, the style is like cool. When I saw because I saw the trailer before you, the short, I did mention it, and you did have to go and look up the voice actress.
Yeah, it was one of those things where it's like, I'm good at recognizing when I've heard someone before. It's like Nolan North.
Yeah, the thing that really got me, just to go for a side, is that when I looked up to like Ash, like the minute that it came out, I don't know if it was Jennifer Hale or not, but they did actually have a cosplay of her. At the reveal, there's only like you went on Twitter and those pictures of her and stuff as being cosplayed. It's like
because she's so cool.
She does look really cool. like you've also got a massive crush on this white actress.
Oh, damn straight! I've got a crush on the actress. I've got a crush on the character.
Yeah,
I'll admit that. Like, full disclosure from me there.
Yeah, like okay, yeah, I'm gonna let Ash stay on the list purely because I do kind of like the whole thing with Bob getting here. It's just
like surprised the shit out of me. I heard because the enemy team had an Ash because obviously when a new character comes out, everybody's got one. Everyone's got one. And I heard the other person go, "Bob, get in here." Didn't see Bob, couldn't see Ash.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh, shit, mine's ready." And they're coming up the thing to us. Surprised the shit out of me when I pressed Y. I know that looked weird, but I've got a elite controller, so Y's on the bottom for me. Push
Yeah.
Y, and she just goes, Bob, get in here. And Bob just sails across the Temple of Anubis. So far away, behind the building. You know, you've got the entrance into Point B.
Yeah.
Behind the building where you could do fucking jack shit. And I was just like, fuck.
Yeah.
I've super wasted this ultimate because I didn't know how it works. But it was still kind of impressive. And the reason I found out how hardcore Bob was because there I should thrown him on Warpoint. And I turned around, I came on Warpoint, and we all got decimated by Bob. Oh, by Ash, by Bob. But thank you. She might end up getting cut. She might not.
Yeah.
She's very new. She doesn't have the legacy of some of these other characters. So
No. She's Matthew Mercer's. I mean, McCree's.
yeah, and also she's just a way more fun version of McCree. Like, I'm not a big fan of McCree.
I do like the idea that McCree's exited there, and it turns out she's also someone who's really obsessed with Wild West.
Wild West is cool, man. So, we've still got 8 left, and I've got to have a look at this list. It's getting a bit more difficult now. It's getting a little bit more difficult to identify characters to cut, but there is one on this list of 8 that stands out for me. And once we've done this, whether we've cut this person or not, I'll read through the list so everybody knows where we're up to. But I'm going after Sombra. She's really cool, and I really like her as a character. But I've never noticed her when we're playing. And what I mean by that is, when there's a Sombra on our team, the only person I've ever seen handle Sombra well is Mark. And that's because Mark is a god when it comes to Overwatch. And he can do anything. Like, he is our secret weapon and our ace in the hole. But, like, more often than not, like, yeah, sure, I'll get EMP'd every now and again. Or I'll see a skull above a med pack. But most of the time, it's just like, she's really tipped the scales in terms of, like, if someone switches to Sombra when we're in a pinch, or an enemy team member switches to Sombra when they're in a pinch, I never really see her tip the scales too badly, or at least not as much as the characters that are left on the list, apart from Ash, because obviously she's very, very new. So that would be my reasoning for that. Again, her animated shot was really good. It's not one of my favourites, but that's not because I think it's meh, because the animated shots are generally amazing. We'll be talking about another one, I'm sure, at a certain point in this list. So that would be my reasoning for wanting to cut Sombra off of the list. And also, I look at the characters that are left, and I'm like, no.
As a counterpoint, there's a reason you don't notice Sombra.
I know she can cloak.
No. The reason is you're not her primary target.
That is true, but
Because as someone who plays support a lot, especially if I was playing like Zenyatta, I would just sort of like go, oh, I'm dead. What? And it's because Sombra's gone past you and then murdered both of your supports before you can do anything.
Just to counterpoint your counterpoint. Not in terms of Sombra, just in terms of defending me a little bit here, because I feel like I'm getting thrown under the bus. like you would consider me at least an adequate tank, right? Yeah, thank you.
You're on an adequate tank, and
I
Foxes, you're cool too. The thing is, what I say is gotten past you, that is her job. She has a cloak and a teleporter. And you say, oh, you don't say that, but capture the point maps and stuff, like that one in the Himalayas. I'm trying to remember the name of it.
Nepal.
That's like Nepal, that's it. The amount of times that like you've got to push on the point, it's like, oh, where is everything? Is because we've just like the back line's been wiped out. Because one of us has just been like, oh, I don't have access to my abilities, and then the other person has been melted. Because that submachine pistol is kind of OP.
It doesn't have a recoil. I'll give it that. It has no recoil and fires very quickly. Fair.
It fires a lot more really quick.
Yeah.
But I mean, and some of the visual effects are really cool as well. I mean, it's not like the Akali like sort of like thing from League of Legends where they have like the pattern dancers, but the luminous skull skins and stuff, where she's got the punk look with the luminous skulls. That's cool, but I also I bought this when Summer first came out. The one which makes it look like she is basically from Ghost in the Shell, where she's got the long blue hair and then she's got the white bodysuit.
I'm just gonna going to throw this out there now for this and future deliberations, but trying to win me over with talking about skins might not be your best strategy.
I'm just saying that this is part of the visual aesthetic thing.
Like, a default skin looks great. Like, I think she looks great. In terms of, like, her outfit and her colours and the fact it's all purple and stuff.
Yeah, my sister would love that colour. Right. But yeah, it's like, she is cool. She is, like, I do count to the point where it's like, oh, she never makes a difference, because she does. It's just that your particular role doesn't often mean you see it. I mean, if you're a D.va, you probably do notice when you suddenly lose the ability to, like, fly.
I mean, that is noticeable.
But
usually I'm too high.
When you're Reinhardt and your shield goes, and I'm sure Fox will tell you, you notice that a lot more.
True, but then I just swing my hammer, and she's dead.
Yeah,
so I get that.
Choices dead.
I get that from a standpoint of we do different things in the game.
Yeah.
I can see where you're coming from. My other argument was that I look at the characters that I left on this list and I don't see it being above. I don't see it being above 5 of them. Like, I see 5 characters on this list that I would have on there more, if that makes sense.
Mm. Okay.
But it's up to you. I'll leave it up to you. Have I won you over, or are we keeping her for later?
We'll keep that for later, and then we can argue about it some more.
Then we can just be like, look, man, I'm not cutting X character. So
it's 1:00 in the morning.
Yeah. I don't anticipate this taking too long, because we are 2 reasonable people who debate and disagree every week on the Words About Games cast, and yet somehow that show's always still roughly around about the same time. So, we're about halfway through the video, I would hope. We've had 2 stalemates. So this is what the list looks like now. We still have Ashe, Bastion, D.va, Moira, Soldier 76, Sombra, Tracer, and Zenyatta. And I kick it over to you to cut a character from that list.
I'm going to kick Zenyatta off, because I feel like, as being someone who has been made to play Zenyatta a lot and who played Zenyatta a lot, I have something of personal beef with this character. Don't get me wrong, I like Zenyatta, but when we rolled into support, I was on Zenyatta because that was the only support I was really good at. But it infuriated me so much how quickly he just dies instantly, and how slow he is. He floats. I get it. It's cool. But when you have to rely like almost 100% on your teammates to protect you against people like Reaper or Sombra or Tracer, because you can't get out, you can't move very fast, and you can't just insta-kill them or evade or get out of the way of any AoE ultimate. Now that I think about it, I get a lot of frustration when I play Zenyatta, especially after they released another character who's on this list who has an ability to get out of trouble by being able to move somewhat quickly at the same rate as everyone else and kind of disappear for a second. Because, oh man, Zenyatta is so slow.
Okay, Zenyatta is slow. I get that.
Yeah.
He's also the only healer I can play effectively. And the reason for that is not because he's a great healer. I mean, he's a great healer. But because you don't need to worry about healing your team if you just murder the other team. And like, Zenyatta isn't just someone who heals. Zenyatta is a murder machine. Like, you can play Zenyatta and feasibly get the most kills on a team. He's that fucking good. And as someone who plays tank, I really, really, really appreciate Discord orbs. Like, you have no idea how much Discord orbs mean to me. When you roll into Moira, because I know you still play Zenyatta from time to time, I know you like to switch between the two. When you roll into Moira, and we play the first round of a competitive game, and we get stomped, and I'm talking absolutely just hit face down, biting the curb, someone just beats us, and then you don't roll into Zenyatta for the second round, and we get stomped again. I feel it physically in the pit of my stomach that I want to pick you up and just shake you. Because like you were talking before about Sombra and how I'm saying I never really see her as an effective part like of a team.
Yeah.
Like it's like the flip reverse of that argument for me here. It's like I appreciate Zenyatta so much more than any other healer, because not only do you keep me alive when you play Zenyatta, but also you give me that extra damage boost I need to kill people, because I'm not playing Bastion or 76 or Tracer or any of the other DPS characters. I'm playing a character who doesn't necessarily have a massive damage output, and Zenyatta tips me over the edge to be able to actually make the difference in terms of kills and not just in terms of clearing space and keeping people off the healers and keeping people alive in my own way. Now, that doesn't mean I hate Moira. Like, she's very good at what she does. We'll get onto that in a bit, I'm sure. But yeah, that's sort of my Zenyatta appeal. It's not necessarily that I like playing him, it's that I really appreciate it when he's around.
Yeah, the thing is, he isn't always around that much, because when I have looked at this before, I have 3 times more deaths and killed 3 times more when I'm playing Zenyatta than I am with Moira.
I mean, that's
and my idea is the uptime of a healer being running around and healing you is more valuable, which is why I often start as Moira.
The other part as well is, I'm not going to go there, but I'm going to delete him from the list. I acquiesce. I'm disappointed. I thought we were going to get 2 healers on there, but we didn't. So we're down to 7 characters.
7, so we just need 2 more.
And now I've got to make my pick, and then we've got to collaboratively try and decide on one. Or we could just keep going backwards and forwards until we eventually agree on someone to cut. And I'm looking at the list here, and there's only 2 names that stand out to me as characters I would potentially be okay with cutting.
Yeah.
And we've already talked about both of them. I'm going to have to go back to Sombra, purely because if Zenyatta can't make the list,
and Sombra's got to go.
Let Sombra go on the list. Like,
okay,
that's my argument. Like, it's basic, it's simple, it's kind of like emotionally cheap, but I'm looking and I'm like, I can't pick that character. I don't want to pick that character. I don't want to pick this character. It's like, okay.
Okay, yeah. So Moira. Sorry, not Moira.
I was going to say, what?
Sombra's off the list then. That leaves us with 6.
That leaves us with 6. We've got 1 more character to cut.
Yeah.
Kick back over to you.
So I was waiting for you to choose this character so I could go, but not the dad joke, which was Soldier 76.
To be fair, he was the other one.
Yeah.
He was the other one that was on my mind to get rid of.
Yeah.
You make a debate and I'll...
Well, it's like, basically, the only reason he was on there is because A, he's a good counter to a lot of annoying characters, and I mean a lot. And also, they have so much fun with the fact that, like, it's like, oh yeah, the, like, Soldier 76, like, the secondary, like, the B poster child for the entire series is basically this old white dude with the stuff like, the voice lines like, get off my lawn. And the fact that one of his skins is basically doing a barbecue, and he's got like the sandals with the socks, and he's got like something to cook.
I like that skin.
Yeah, and his gun is basically a super soaker, but it's filled with like barbecue sauce or something.
But yeah, no, you're absolutely fair. Like, I play as him a lot but the reason I play as him a lot is because when I have to switch over to a DPS, like if I flex onto a DPS and I don't pick another character that's on this list, we'll get to, I go at Soldier 76. Not because he's necessarily a great character. I think he's a really, really useful character. As you say, he counters a lot of heroes. Like, if we've got a Pharah fucking with us, like, I can 76 her straight out of the sky. Because I'm not a sniper. I am a pretty good shot. But it's because he's easy. And the reason he's easy is because he's the character that is from all of the other first-person shooters.
Yeah.
And one of the greatest things about Overwatch is there's so many different playstyles, and so many of them have got nothing to do with like playing COD or Battlefield or Titanfall or any of the other like competitive first-person shooter multiplayers. And when you step into Soldier 76, despite the fact that I think he's a cool character, again, I liked his animated short. I love the comic with him, where we found out he was gay. I love all of that stuff. I think his voice lines are pretty funny. I mean, I don't think anyone's voice lines are pretty funny. I've heard them for 200 hours. But at this point, like the whole young kids get off my lawn cracked me up the first time I heard it. But top 5 Overwatch characters, just misses out. But I think I agree, and he gets cut. I 100% thought you were going to go for a different character, and I would have been fine with it. But we did it. We've got to make a top 5 out of what we've got left, and I'm going to make a pitch for 5th place, if you'll allow it.
Yeah.
We're in uncharted territory. We've never done this before. I don't know how it's going to work. But I'm going to appeal to you to make a pitch for number 5, which is Ash. Out of the characters we have
got
left.
this list because you have a giant crush on someone.
I have somehow carried Ash to the top 5. I never expected that in a million years. When I booted Sombra and we got down to 6, I was expecting Ash to get booted, and I would have been like, yep, I'll throw my hands up and say, okay, fair enough. Like, I carried her quite far. The fact that I've carried her to the top 5, looking at the other 4 characters, I'm not going to carry her any further. I'm just going to give in right now and just say that Ash, for all the reasons I listed before, she's definitely like my number 5 character.
Yeah, I agree with that. So we have a number 5.
We have a number 5, which means we need a number 4, a 1, 2, and 3, and a 4. So, the 4 characters we've got left, and I laughed at this before because I realised something had happened. We have Bastion, d.va, Moira, and Tracer. 4 women and a robot.
Yeah. I'm going to pitch Bastion as number 4.
Okay, make your case.
Okay, Bastion, because we haven't discussed Bastion yet, it's basically on this list because, yes, there is that bit where you're just playing quick play and you like, it just feels so good just to like flex on the DPS, and it's the ultimate shield ripping, body destroying power of just gunning down everyone. That makes you feel, it's so cathartic. It's so cathartic
as a tank.
Hours.
As I mentioned, my damage output as a healer, sometimes you just want to just shred everybody. I get that impulse 100%. I will say, because Bastion was the one I chose in my original master list, I will say the reason he's on this list, and I was going to die on that hill. If you tried to cut him before the top 5, I was going to die on the hill of simply one argument, and I feel like that would have got him all the way up here. How many times, when we've been playing competitive, have I decided to make the switch from a tank to a Bastion on defense when we're getting stomped and I've saved the game?
I thought you were just going to mention that damn short.
I was, but my one argument was like, how many last points on Eichenwald or Anubis have I gone, shit, we don't need another tank. Foxes has got this. We need damage. And I've just Bastion the shit out of it. And like, I'm tooting my own horn here. I remember there was a Blizzard world we fucked up really badly, and I needed to basically hold first point without letting them get the first tick, and we did it. And his shot, holy crap, his shot is ridiculous.
I was never expecting when they started doing the shorts for the characters after initial trailer one. Eichenwald short. I was not not Eichenwald short. That's Reinhardt, isn't it? The one in the forest with
the last Bastion. It's called
the last Bastion. That's it. I was not expecting a robot with PTSD.
No, I was not expecting to feel things when I when I watched the Bastion shot.
He can make no noises like the other robots can. The other Omnics and stuff can. He can't. All he goes beep boop and beep boop. He's basically like R2D2.
Yeah,
and he's got a little bit. And that's cool and everything. But then you watch the shot, it's like, oh god, the woodpecker sets him off, and he just goes to turret mode and chain guns half a forest.
I can't look at his face without feeling feelings. maybe that's the estrogen talking, but like it's just a fact.
He
And
has left the face of Johnny Five as well.
yeah, you might think I'm arguing to move him higher up the list, but no. I look at what we've got left, and I think 4 is respectable. Like I can't. I'll be honest. Like with making that argument, like I knew we were going to talk about the short. I just kind of wanted to point out that I'm really good at Overwatch.
Yeah.
It struck my ego a little bit. There's a reason I've played it for 200 hours. It's because I'm really good at it, guys. So I put Bastion in at number 4. Now I want to make a pitch for number 3. This is going to be controversial. It's a controversial pitch. I'm going to make it. I'm not sure it's going to stick. We'll see. My pitch for number 3 is Moira. The reason that it's controversial is because you're literally wearing a Moira hoodie, and I feel like you're gonna kill me.
Tell me why.
Well, apart from the argument I made before with the picking you up and shaking you thing, Moira's a fantastic healer, and in the hands of Keith, let me tell you guys something. I'm not talking to him right now. I'm talking to you. Let me tell you something. In the hands of Keith, she's ridiculous. She's incredible. She's crazy. There are moments, plenty of moments in every match where I should die. Straight up, I should just be dead. And I'm in the middle of it. I'm not thinking about it too much. Defense matrix this, push this person away, fire on chain guns. And I suddenly look and I think, because you can see all the damage icons. And I'm like, how am I still alive? Like, it shouldn't be possible. I've taken about 6,000 damage in the last 10 seconds. And then I turn around and he's just stood behind me. He's got those amazing fingernails and he's just doing his spray all over me. It's incredible. It's fantastic. It's amazing. I love her style. Her style is just one of the best. But the only thing I really dislike about Moira, apart from the fact that she doesn't have a Discord orb, is that she runs out of healing. Like, she's the only healer who has to stop healing to recharge. What's that all about?
I need to both heal and deal damage, which I can mitigate quite easily most of the time. But if we're getting really hammered, it does become like a really big drain.
And again, like I said, I will praise you to the ends of the earth and back as playing as Moira. Like, you're the person who always keeps me going in Overwatch. I know Tom's there. Tom's doing his healing thing. He plays a very different sort of healer role. He's mostly keeping the DPSs alive when they're close by, when they're not like behind enemy lines and stuff. It's that one thing that trips me up. It's like, I look at the other 2 characters that we've got on this list, and I don't think they have as big a drawback, if that makes sense, in terms of their abilities than Moira does. So yes, I know we said it's not about who's the most powerful and it's not about mechanics, but in this case, like, I think my debate is about mechanics a bit.
Yeah. I mean, she's my main girl. She is a horrific person when you look at the
she's
role.
Absolutely awful, atrocious. There are things like when I was reading, because I was reading through the list of characters to make this list, and there were things I didn't know about because I don't pay too much attention to the lore and backstory, and I'm just like, holy shit. She's awful.
The reason Widowmaker is both blue and the psychopath who killed her husband is because Moira took her and brainwashed her and then changed aspects of her physiology.
I did not know that.
And the fact that Reaper is a psychopath and stuff is suggested to be, it's never confirmed, is because she experimented on him. That's how he does the whole shadow walking and stuff, and it's similar to what Moira does. It's because she experimented on him first.
God damn.
She's not a very nice Irish woman.
I knew about the Widowmaker thing when I was looking up Widowmaker on this list. I did not know about the Reaper thing at all until you've just mentioned it.
It was the Archives event last time. It comes up. That's relating them to be more aggressive.
Okay, so I guess because we're still figuring out the format and the rules and stuff.
Yeah.
I guess you got 2 options here, and this might be the thing going forward. You can either say, "Yep, no problem, fine, we keep her at number 3," or make a pitch for one of the other 2 characters to go in at number 3. A different character to go in.
No, I'm happy with her going in at 3. I'm just wondering what the 1 and the 2 is going to be, because this is where the fights are going to come up.
I mean, this is all you. Here's the thing. I knew that the top two was going to end up being these two characters. Do you want to know why? Because these are the two characters we both had on our lists. Now, here's how the lists work, just for anyone that doesn't know. To make it as fair as possible, I make my list first, because I'm the only one who'll see the whole thing, like, as he sends it. So I make my list first, and then I get him to send me the list. So my list isn't based on or biased, or like I'm not filling in holes that he's made or biased against who he's picked, and that's how we make a list. And it's that these are the two characters. So I kind of figured these were the two that we were going to carry at the end, but it is your pick.
For number 2 slot,
I will kick it over to you because I don't want the responsibility of trying to figure out who I want at number 2.
I'm going to kick d.va to the number 2 slot. So the reason that I chose her on my list anyway was because she's got a quirky backstory, which so many people have given what you're saying about Moira and stuff. So I'm guessing so many people have missed what her actual backstory and personality are. And she's got no right playstyle. I used to play with her when I had the tank before we started making the proper team. But also she's a massive send up by Blizzard of the pro gamers. A lot of some of her sprays and voice lines and stuff are basically just she has one of her sprays is literally just a can of salt pouring out. And there's stuff like get good and stuff in her voice lines and stuff. Because her backstory is she was a pro gamer in a mech game, so basically Battletech, who the Korean army then conscripted, put her in a mech and told her to go fight this giant robot that comes Godzilla out of the ocean. And in that short, I'll admit, they showed a much softer, more dependable side of her and stuff. The one that isn't kind of memeified to begin with. It is just you just fight along and stuff, and then she would come up with a voice line. It's try harder. It's what? I'm killing them. But yeah, I find her kind of amusing, but I just can't say her as being the number one Overwatch character. Because in my mind, when it comes to personality and playstyle and just the fun playing them, that is a best girl of Overwatch. And a d.va.
I'm biased. I can't claim any objectivity on this. I have a hoodie right behind me, hanging on this chair, a d.va hoodie. I bought it because d.va's my main. She has been. She was my main when I started playing the game, and then I messed around a bit with different roles, and then I jumped back into tank when we all set up, and I found d.va was my main girl. I don't want to speculate on how many hours I've used d.va for, and it's not just the fact that she's got the giant mech, lots of health, shield, rockets. When the rockets got added, oh my god! And you know what the best part about that is, and I'm going to blow my own trumpet again, since I was very, very complimentary about Keith when I was talking about Moira, and he didn't say jack shit about me playing as d.va, my man. But when those rockets came out, I feel like so many people didn't figure them out when they first came out, and I did really quickly, because there's a nuance to it. So to know how that shit worked when other d.vas that I was fighting didn't, I thought that for me was great. That's just a personal anecdote. Anyway, it's the fact that when you kill the mech, she gets out and you can still wreck shit. You can still wreck shit. You would expect to just be oh no, she's only got 150 health. She's got a tiny little pistol. What's she going to do?
The bunny blaster.
The bunny blaster.
Which she's got a keychain of the bunny, which is on your hoodie, just hanging off.
Just fucking murdering people. Again, I have had a lot of practice, so it's you've seen some of the shit. But, you know what? She's my main girl. I love her to bits. I can't be objective about her in the slightest, but I think you're right. And the reason I go with our number one pick, which is going to be our number one pick, because we've just agreed on a number two, we've only got one character left, is Tracer. Now, there's tons of arguments you can make for Tracer, and I'm sure my colleague and best friend for life is about to make some of them, but I'm just going to make one play, and that is, she's on the cover of the fucking box, man. She's on the cover of the box.
Yeah. She's literally the poster child for Overwatch. She is in everything that has come up. Like a fun, like even from the first shot in the museum, she's always got that sort of hey, and it's like everything's gonna be fun. Like that always upbeat personality of hey, yeah, we're good, woo. Like from the Blizzard World map reveal where it's like I just want to go there and it disappears off. Even in the comics and stuff. I mean, the only time there's ever been like a frown on her face is in the comic where they showed her in a homosexual relationship because she was so committed to helping other people on Christmas Eve that she didn't get the present that she wanted for her girlfriend, which was like a cool thing.
Oh, definitely. Like the comics have been great. I've fallen off on them a bit, but I love the comics. Yeah. I mean, there's so much to talk about how great Tracer is. Her moveset is just so much fun, even if you suck. Like
yeah. Because I kind of do suck. When I go DPS, it's either 76 if I'm doing like competitive, because I'm actually get really good at 76, because it's not that hard, as you say. But for fun-wise, it's either Sombra, who I'm getting good at. You heard me there, I'm getting good at. Or Tracer, who is just always fun. She's got virtually no health. She blinks around the map all the time, and she like has the recall ability.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just a mix of those abilities. And her voice kicking it out. But I think the number one thing that like show how much I appreciate this character is I'm willing to overlook Cheers Love, the cavalry's here.
See, that was gonna be if it came up. Yeah. Like if she came up any lower than the top two, I would have said. Like one of my defenses of Tracer would be the fact that I can spam the voice line, Cheers Love, the cavalry's here, and it pisses you off.
It pisses me off, not only because it's not English, but also because the voice actress is English and she must have known that wasn't right.
And I don't care, but Keith really cares. So for the 60-second countdown if I've got Tracer, cheers love, cheers love, cheers love, that's all you'll hear.
Yeah, cheers love is fine. It's cheers love, the cavalry's here. It's like
cheers love, the cavalry's here.
Cheers, love is something you say to someone who's just giving you like a cup of tea or something.
Cheers, love. The cavalry's here. See, I'm twitching a second. She's right. Yeah, absolutely right.
Talking about in the room at the beginning of the match, it's rare now, but you can get there's two Tracers in the same room and just go, oh god, it's like my chronometer's acting up again because there's two of them in one place.
Yeah, you don't see it as much anymore as you did in the early days of Overwatch.
When you could have infinite numbers.
When you just had
whole team of Soldier 76ers.
That was fun. But God mode. They did not see
there ain't no respawn.
But yeah, no, it's like I guess Tracer is a really good pick for number one. Again, like she's the poster girl for Overwatch. She's in so many of the videos and shorts and promotional things. She's fun to play because she just zips around the map and just teleports around the map. She has her own way of healing, which not a lot of characters do. And when I mained her, I got pretty decent at playing Tracer. She's a character you have to stay on top of, though. Like, you have to keep practicing because she plays very, very differently to like any other character, even in the DPS pool. Like, no other character plays like Reaper a little bit because of his Shadow Walk and his Wraith Step.
How is it with Sombra? Because they both got a recall ability, but Sombra's ability can take you a bit further.
I can blow up Sombra's teleporter as well. Like,
I mean, there's always a difference between characters, but yeah.
She's always a pain in my ass when I'm fighting against her. When we put her in Mark's hands, she's always a massive asset.
You don't see it, you just see the bodies.
You just see the dead bodies. To be fair, that's just Mark. You don't see the fight. You just see him standing as Reaper on top of the payload that is just single-handedly captured with bodies all around him doing the evil laugh. But
or you just hear like Junkrats like laughing in the distance, and you just see these cricket ball size explosives landing all around you.
Yeah, unfortunately, we couldn't nominate Mark as the top Overwatch character. Otherwise, I think we might just do that.
Top Overwatch player out of all.
Top Overwatch player out of all of us. You won't get any argument from any of the six of us who plays is Mark, 100%. But yeah, so I'll go through the top five to end this video out, and then we'll call it a video. So, at number 5, I can't believe she made it this far. We have Ash. My back's a bit sore from carrying her so far. At number... People are sending me messages, man. Okay, let me start again. At number 5, we have Ash. At number 4, it's Bastion. At number 3, it's Moira. At number 2, it's d.va. And number 1 in our top 5 Overwatch characters list is Tracer. It's official. That is our official Words About Games list. Top 5 Overwatch characters. The first of many lists that we're going to make. Some of them may not be as civil as this one. I'm looking at the topic title of the next one right now. There may be hills, and some we may die on them. But I think that went well. I think the format that we've created on the fly works really well for what we're trying to do. And I feel like I just had a blast talking shit about some Overwatch characters and praising Keith to the high heavens, only for him to give me nothing back. It's how the dynamic works when we play Overwatch as well, so I expect nothing less. Tank is a thankless job, what can I say?
My thing is be like, people shout that they need healing, and I shout that I need someone to stop me being murdered. So,
unless your gamer tag is Red Bearded Fox, Tank is a thankless job. What can I say? Still save his ass every time, though. That's going to do it.
Foxes, yes, me, no.
That's going to do it for this episode of Patch Notes. Should we call it like Patch Notes Debate? Patch Notes Debates? I don't like the double plural. We'll think of something before this episode comes out. Make an entirely separate playlist just for them, because I feel like I've got a good feeling about these videos going forward. We'll see how we feel in the next one. But I feel like this is good. Anyway, we've wasted enough of your time. Tracer is officially Words About Games' best Overwatch character. And I'm going to go. And Keith's going to go. Say bye, Keith.
Bye.